This is the GIS Evening Report for Wednesday, April 17th, 2024. I am Chrisanne Mitchell. In the headlines, Grenada seeks assistance to implement advanced renewable energy initiatives. Details to this story and more after the break.
Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival 2024, April 26th to the 28th. Coming together to preserve and showcase our culture is who we are. Friday the 26th, Belmont at the Chapel. Early morning libation, 3 p.m. Saraka, 7 p.m. the official opening ceremony and cultural evening. Saturday from 10 a.m. Hillsborough Square. It's Strings in the City. Then at 8 p.m. we move to the Botanical Gardens for cultural explosion with local and regional performances featuring Touch the Band. Admission $60. Then on Sunday, it's the grand finale, Paradise Beach. From 12 noon, musical entertainment. And from 4 p.m., Paradise Beach Friends, cultural entertainment and live music. Admission $20. Come and learn to dance the quadrille and big drum on Paradise Beach every Sunday after the launch until the festival ends. Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival 2024, April 26th to the 28th.
Welcome back. Grenada is appealing for assistance in technological solutions to aid small island developing states like ours to implement advanced renewable energy initiatives and resilient infrastructure upgrades in the face of climate impacts. The call was issued by Minister for Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy, Honorable Karine James, who is presently attending the 14th session of the International Renewable Energy Agency IRENA Assembly in Abu Dhabi. The high-level international gathering commenced on Tuesday, April 16th and will continue until the 18th of April 2024. This session will particularly emphasize the theme Outcome of COP28, Infrastructure, Policies and Skills for Tripling Renewables and Accelerating Energy Transition. During her address to the Assembly, Minister James outlined Grenada's comprehensive strategy for energy transformation, aiming to achieve a 40% renewable energy share by 2030.
This ambitious target continues to be supported by the review and drafting of a dynamic policy framework that includes but not limited to a powering EV policy and RE Act, a national energy policy, a comprehensive microgrid policy, among others. Currently, we have the commissioning of a 600 kilowatt solar PV plant with battery storage on one of our sister islands, and we continue to make preparations to undertake exploratory drilling for geothermal 15 megawatts baseload capacity project. Our focus extends beyond electricity to encompass sustainable transport and industry, promoting e-mobility and integrating alternative ozone-friendly fuel sources.
Acknowledging the challenges encountered on Grenada's journey towards renewable energy, Minister James appealed to international agencies for support.
That includes financial constraints, technical limitations, and the urgent need for capacity building. As we look to the future, particularly towards the 4th conference for states in Antigua next month, it is imperative that we, as I like to dub it, and my Prime Ministers will also say, big ocean states, collectively advocate for enhanced access to climate finance. We must push for the establishment of a financial mechanism specifically designed for states, enabling us to transcend the barriers of high debt burdens, aging infrastructure, and limited physical space.
Minister James also underscored the importance of technological assistance for small island developing states in advancing renewable energy solutions.
Technological assistance, facilitating technology transfer and support for local innovation to help states implement advanced RE solutions and infrastructure upgrades that are resilient to climate impacts. Capacity building, expanding programs to build local expertise in RE planning, implementation, and maintenance, ensuring that states can sustain these initiatives independently. We would also like to see more support given for the development of our policy frameworks, inclusive participation, and of course long-term partnership commitments by establishing long-term partnerships to go beyond short-term project cycles, providing sustained support and adaptation to changing circumstances and needs in cities.
Grenada's call for support echoes the urgent need for collaborative efforts in achieving global energy sustainability goals, especially in vulnerable regions like small island states. Minister for Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources, Honorable Lennox Andrews, along with Cuba's Agriculture Minister, Honorable Perez Brito, and Food Industry Minister, Honorable Alberto Lopez, have inked memoranda of understanding aimed at enhancing Grenada's food production. These agreements were formalized during a recent technical visit to Cuba, with two distinct agreements focusing on agriculture and fisheries, aquaculture, respectively. Under the agriculture agreement, various initiatives were outlined, including the exchange of experiences with producers, training programs for horticultural seed and grain production, technical support for fruit, vegetable, and related crop production, as well as advancements in artificial insemination techniques for sheep and goats. Under the fisheries agreement, both countries have committed to collaborative efforts such as consultancy services, training programs, and technological exchanges to bolster the fisheries and aquaculture sectors. Minister Lennox Andrews elaborated on this during a press briefing held on Tuesday.
We would focus on technical exchange, specifically for deep sea marine fishing. And as regards agriculture, our cooperation will involve a number of different areas. So there will be technical exchange on tilapia and clarias farming in freshwater environment. There will also be technical exchange on what is referred to as white-leg shrimps, shrimp farming. And we will also seek to determine the possibilities of developing the production of non-conventional and low-cost fish feed, generally referred to as silage. And fundamentally, we are going to cooperate in the preparation of a strategic management plan for the development of the aquaculture sector or subsector in both countries.
Head of Agronomy in the Ministry of Agriculture, Alison Haynes, who was also part of the Grenada delegation in Cuba, emphasizes that the agreements underscore the importance of sustainable practices and the protection of Grenada's biodiversity.
Our policy is to promote sustainable development of agriculture, to promote biodiversity, and so the agreements that were signed, and it's related to the entire agriculture sector. And within the agreement, it speaks specifically to promotion of sustainable agriculture. It speaks to protection of the environment, agroecological farming, and it only, as it relates to the direct intervention with aquaculture, it only seeks to introduce additional species to Grenada. So not only the tilapia, but the clarias, as the minister mentioned, which is a type of catfish, and some other species. So it encourages biodiversity in that area.
The agreements have a duration of 5 years and can be extended upon mutual agreement by both parties. Stay with us. We will be back after this message.
I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP. Make us all VIPs. Take your vaccine, get immunized and protected. Kids, let's build our immunity to have a healthier society. I'm vaccinated. I'm immunized and I'm protected. Get vaccinated. For we the children's future, protect this spice together. Let's all be VIP champions.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, Be a VIP Childhood Vaccination and Immunization Campaign in collaboration with UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization.
Welcome back. Education Minister, Senator the Honorable David Andrews, says there will be an increase in the number of schools and students to benefit from the Cuba-Grenada agreement to teach Spanish at the primary level. He said so far Spanish is being taught at 10 schools and an additional 10 will be introduced to the foreign language. Minister Andrew is optimistic that the collaboration with Cuba will ensure there is consistency in the program. During a press conference on Tuesday, he gave an update on a recent trip to Cuba and some of the benefits the education sector will enjoy.
We have started introducing Spanish in primary schools. So last year we did a certain number. This year we've introduced it to a further 10 schools. So there'll be over 20 schools, just over 20 schools now doing Spanish as a second language at the primary level. But of course, sustainability is always an issue. So cooperation with Cuba in an area like that will certainly benefit us well. And that was one of the areas that we have in the Memorandum of Understanding.
Minister Andrew also spoke of benefits to be derived from a literacy program to be implemented for young people and adults.
That's a proven literacy program that works with adults. If my memory serves well, I think it was once used in Grenada, probably during the revolution. And it's been used in other parts of the world to raise the level of literacy in adult populations. And so the Yes I Can program is one of those areas for cooperation, and we are actively pursuing that even at the ministry, setting up the infrastructure to begin to get the technical advice and guidance from some of the experts who cooperate there to see that come to fruition.
The National Water and Sewerage Authority, NWASA, has encountered an unexpected delay in the completion of its tank dome repair project at its Concord and Mount Pleasant water treatment plants. Originally slated for completion by the end of March, the project has experienced unavoidable setbacks, necessitating an extension of the completion timeline. More in this report.
The authority embarked on this significant initiative to replace the domes or covers for the water storage tanks at Concord and Mount Pleasant due to signs of structural failure, which indicated an imminent risk to the integrity of the tanks. The current focus of the project is on removing the compromised domes and ensuring the structural integrity of the tanks to prevent any potential collapse. Engineer Todd Labari explains.
That is mainly due to the extent to which these roofs need stabilizing before we could operate. There is significant propping that was not originally catered for in the scope that has to be done for the inside of these tanks. So the original timeline for the completion of this project was the end of March. What we are looking at is an additional 5 weeks on the entire project, which would bring us somewhere close to the middle of May thereabout, I should say.
The extended timeline raises concerns about the impact on customers. With the rainy season just around the corner, the completion of this project is crucial to prevent disruptions in water supply during adverse weather conditions.
The intention is to get this project completed during the dry season because as we had mentioned in our previous update, once these tanks are out of commission, if for some reason we have adverse weather conditions, these tanks and the plant has to shut down, there would be no supply of potable water during those periods. Yeah, so we're trying to get it done. It's a very time-sensitive operation as well. So we're looking to get these done before the middle of May.
NWASA urges customers to prioritize water storage during this period to mitigate potential interruptions, especially during peak demand. Despite efforts to minimize disruptions, active storage will ensure a steady water supply in unforeseen circumstances.
There is a need for you to actively have storage during this time. NWASA will do all within its capacity to ensure that you have a continuous supply of drinking water. But your supply is needed for two reasons. One, based on the demand, particularly with Concord during the day, that peak demand may exceed the capacity of the plant, and as such, there would be some shortfalls that customers in high elevations may experience, intermittent interruptions of the supply, and as such this is where your storage would come in, particularly during times such as midday, early morning, when most persons are using water, and also persons in close proximity to the Concord plant itself. So you have to have active storage for those reasons.
Finally, 4 secondary schools will vie for the coveted championship title of the annual Grenada Food and Nutrition Council's Nutrition Quiz, scheduled for Friday, April 19th. The finalists, J.W. Fletcher Catholic Secondary School, St. Andrews Secondary School, Grenville Secondary School, and Hillsborough Secondary School will compete to dethrone defending champions, Bishop's College. The national quiz is based on the school's food, nutrition, and health curriculum and includes questions on kitchen and kitchen safety, nutrition, nutritional status, diet and health, food and food science, among others. 7 schools competed in the preliminary round of competition. The National Nutrition Quiz will be held at the Grenada Youth Center at 9:30 a.m. and will be broadcast live on the GIS channel and social media platforms. This concludes the GIS Evening Report for Wednesday, April 17th, 2024. I am Chris Mitchell, saying thank you for joining us.